Good afternoon and welcome to our third episode of the Investor's Guide to Hard Money Lending. Today we have Casey Cooper with the Compass Circle here with us. She's got a lot going on and I've been in Memphis the last couple of years and making some moves in the real estate world. So we have her on today to tell us about what she's doing. So Casey, why don't you introduce yourself and say what you're about right now?
Yes, my name is Casey Cooper and my company is called the Compass Circle. And by trade, I'm a federal contractor. So I started 20 years ago in trucking. And just through different business opportunities and kind of just, the segue into bigger bills, I got a real estate. And a funny story, I came to Memphis, Alyssa, in 2021 for the weekend. I came for in October 2021. When I left, it was February. I had a house in Germantown. I had a car here. And that kind of set me on my journey to just becoming a Memphian. Oh my God, I said that out loud.
We're happy to have you. What made you said you came here for a weekend. What made you decide to move into the real estate market in Memphis?
So opportunity. I feel like a lot of people from certain areas, they kind of get down about it or, they just kind of dwell. But when I came, I saw an opportunity for cheap land. I'm a native of Virginia. So at home, it takes 4 months to get one building permit. Here, I can get them in less than 30 days and they can build in the same goes like here a couple weeks. So I just saw an opportunity to where what some would call slow, I can use that to my advantage. So there's a working labor force here. There's a lot of companies that are coming here to set up. They have, I don't know if I can say this, Elon Musk. I know that's very controversial right now.
He's bringing opportunities to Memphis.
I don't know. It's like, can you talk about that? I don't know. It's like touchy. But I mean, just opportunity. The food's great. The people are even better. And I mean, there's just exponential growth. There's no one I can't get my hands on here. There's nothing I can't get done. There's like proximity is like, they say 6 degrees. It's 1 degree here.
Yes, it is one big small town.
Definitely.
And so it is who you know and how you treat people too, because that work gets around very quickly.
And church and basketball. So there's always something to do on Sundays.
There's always something to do. Okay, so, with hard money lenders, and this can be nationwide, there's nationwide hard money lenders or in individual markets. What made you choose hard money lending over a traditional lender, say, for example, a Chase or a local bank?
I'll tell you the speed. Hands down the speed. For me, I had bought so many parcels of land, like in 2023, I probably bought 3 houses and maybe like 20 parcels. And so some of them were tax sales, some of them were MLS. But when I looked at all I had, I spent all this money. So I'm like, okay, I got to make my impact, right?
Right.
Well, I go to all these banks and I'm having all these conversations and I'm bringing all my packages together and I have everything down and ready to go.
And you have like PowerPoints, like you have full on presentations of what you're going to do.
I had all the things. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better presentation. And just depending on who you went to, I mean, everybody was kind of like the same. It's like him and Haim, kind of like, okay, 60 days. And I can't wait for 60 days. I had already waited like a year and some change. And then I was going into the winter. So the clock was racing. I know I had to catch it for spring. And I found you guys and you guys were like, hey, let's do it. And we got funded and we got right to it.
Yeah. And so you talk about more about your projects you've been going here, but how is using hard money helping you to impact the local communities in a positive way?
So I'll definitely say people do give hard money a bad name, right? But you're going to pay in one aspect or another. You're going to pay for the speed or you're going to wait and get the lower percent.
And time is money.
Time is money. Now, I don't think time is money in life, but in construction, time is, ask the person that's dying. It's kind of money then. But on a construction schedule, time is money. And so you guys are you cannot beat the speed. I mean, I think this is our, 30? Yes. Yeah. We are close one. We're working on 2 more. And so that allowed me I'm doing a 12-unit new construction build in the heart of Soulsville. And
which is a historic district. And there's so much opportunity over there. But a lot of your rundown properties over there too.
There was a lot of blight. I've been in touch with the mayor's office for the last 5 months. They've been really gracious with just getting trash removed, come out and cutting back trees, fixing potholes, because they see, well, she's invested. So if she's bringing all these houses, we'll help her out. So I'm very thankful for that. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys moving fast. So, I mean, there's an opportunity. You guys helped me build the houses and turning that into community development.
Which can go into that a little bit too with hard money. You're going in there, there's blighted properties, and where, say, with hard money, we can lend anywhere. And not to say that traditional lenders can't either, but a lot of times it's hard to find comps to justify that end price. But you're out here, we kind of help you create your own comps.
For sure. I'm definitely creating my own comps. I sat down with my appraiser beforehand because I look at this parcel, I looked at the street, I looked at the surrounding areas, and I was like, okay, we got to get this right. Like, I want to give you affordable luxury. I want to give you something nice. I want to give you something safe, but it's got to make sense for me. It's got to make sense for you guys. Has to make sense on paper. So we did the appraisal based off the blueprints beforehand. Did all of our estimating and budgeting. So we're sure about where we are. We're staying on track with our budget. And yeah, we're going to get it done and get 12 families, 12 brand new houses. I'm so excited about it.
In an area where you haven't seen new construction go in quite some time, which brings me to this is our third deal together. 2 of these have been new construction. One was a tax sale, a burned house. So, that's where I think some people don't realize that we can use hard money for new construction as well, especially in these areas where there hasn't been a whole lot of new construction going on, where traditional lenders might not want to take that risk. And that's where it is expensive for hard money, but we're willing to take that risk. And we're betting on you and the quality of the property that you're bringing to the market.
Definitely. I mean, all you have to do for me is just do what I say I'm going to do, stay on budget, manage my folks, and get the right seller not seller, get the right buyer, broker. But it's a team. And I mean, you can't do anything without money. So it starts there. So.
Right. And what I always tell people too is like, you have a lot of liquidity. But I always tell people using hard money allows you to keep your liquid, and use other people's money to work for you, because you might need that other money for something else.
I'll tell you, when I first started, I bought all of my properties with my own money. And then I started rehabbing with my own money. And when I went over budget, I was pissed. It's like 30 grand over budget. This is my money.
It's your money.
It's my money. I got homes and cars and, staff. So it took me a little while to to sink in. Okay, you need to use other people's money. But when I looked at it, I owned all this stuff free and clear. So having you guys to be able to come in and help me do the heavy lifting with the construction, it really saved me a lot of money. Because I mean, I can't even imagine how much money I was, but if I had to spend my own money. So.
And you refinance, say, the one, and hold the money that you had invested in the land back out of it too.
Yeah, it just worked out. So rinse and repeat. Especially with new construction. I love the markups. I love the fact that I'm able to control the process with rehab. So first, anything can happen. You're going to be over budget, I'm sure, because something's going to happen. And if I'm going to take that kind of risk, I'd rather know I'm going to get the best markup. So new construction is one of my high risks.
You bring that up, and we had another borrower that they have gone away from doing the rehabs because they said, I'm selling a lot of my properties to people that they have money in a 1031 exchange. Which, for those of you on that, it's if you sell an investment property, you can put it in this exchange to where you've got a certain amount of time to identify another property where you're not having to pay taxes on it. But they're going after new construction because even if property's been rehab, well, you don't know how old those pipes are in the wall, or you don't know how up that sewer line is, or there's not as many surprises in reconstruction.
Oh my God, not at all. I mean, the only surprise is how long is the ground going to stay wet? It's like for the slab. He just survived the winter. It wasn't that bad.
It was that kind of a winter.
It wasn't that bad. But I will say the times we were delayed because we got torrential downpour or snow. So got to wait for the ground to, dry up. And then once you get the concrete pour, you're up and off to the races. The walls are going up, the roof's going on.
Yeah, get them to dry.
Getting it all done. So I am a new construction girly. I never want to see another renovations ever at that time, please.
They're both kinds out there. Because some it's like, okay, I don't know how to start from the ground up. But going into that, you use Lawrence, who is a licensed general contractor. How important is to have one of those licensed general contractors on your team?
Oh my God. Well, aside from the fact that I'm engaged to him.
Yes. I was going to hear that,
right? It's so important because he's also our qualifying agent. So now I can absorb him into my company and we are full-fledged, licensed, bonded, all the things, right? It's so important because he's there every day, all day. He's working with the contractors. He's looking at what they're using. Hey, don't use that 2x4, use a 1x3. He's boots on the ground, eyes on the prize, making sure that we're on schedule, we're on budget. And then I'm over him, making sure he's used to your budget, because I'm a woman. I can always go out there and find something, okay? pick this up? Or why is that, sitting there? But I mean, it works out well. I think there's a lot of benefit in working with your partner because your husband do the same. And I just think that, two people working together, it's a home run.
It is. And you say on the speed of things, having a licensed general contractor, what does that mean like on pulling permits? You talk about pulling permits and doing that versus having just somebody that's not a licensed.
The funny thing is, I don't even have a point of reference for doing it any other way. My mom worked in zoning and permits and board of zoning for 30 years, so she does all that for us. Or Lawrence will do it, or I'll go in there and do it. So we're a small group, but I mean, we're just so on it. It is like our nonstop all day. I mean, we're in bed 11:30 at night. Like, did you get the salmons? Did you know that the fellers? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I just think having a project that you're working on together, other than like your kid, it just kind of bonds you in a different way. You're problem solving. You're seeing how each other fares when it comes to crisis, which we haven't really had a crisis. Well, we did because I'm sober, but on the last rehab and my head be spinning. But other than that, I mean, I think it's great to just be hands on, seeing just the progress day to day. Like, I can't tell you how many times I go out there and like there's no walls up, and I come back 3 hours later. There's like the framing's going up, music's going out there, and it's just fascinating to see it come together.
Now you say, go back to that one, you say you were $30,000 over budget on that. And this could be a learning lesson for some of our listeners there. Like, what caused you to go that $30,000 over budget?
Oh God, so it was a rehab, another tax sale, cute little house, but the house had been abandoned for like 8 years. So we start cooling stuff. Here we go. We need all new plumbing. Here we go. We need all this new stuff. So, I mean, it doesn't take long for things to add up. And I was not happy about it. Because again, I had spent all my money, well, not all of it, but I spent my money on purchasing the property and some of the rehab we did. So once we were 30,000 over budget, I was like, you know what? Cut it. I'm over it. Like, let's do something else.
And that's the thing is you can, and that's where we try to tell our borrowers that are looking in. This could be anything. Of make sure if you've got some of these properties, you might need to add a contingency into your budget because you don't know this. Once you get into the wall, sometimes say for if it hasn't been vacant for a year and it's got gas lines run to it. Well, what do you test those and the pressure test those, and now you've got to replace all the gas lines.
All the gas lines.
And so those type of things that you're not really planning on, but those can add up very quickly.
And what are you going to do? And how to fix it?
You have to. So where does that line out? I'll come out with something else. So,
I mean, it's just one of those, you start pulling that thread and before you know it, you don't have to screw on. So I like my skirts. I like it to stay on. And so, yeah, just for me, I mean, not to discourage you, right? Wherever you find your, what you like to do, you can do it. And that's why I move about real estate. It's so many different ways you can untap it. But for me, I'm in construction really. Right.
Well, and you're doing new construction. We talked about that being over in your soul. So how do you say for other borrowers or other people looking to use our money, how do you identify what areas you want to go into?
So for me, I'm a little bit different. Somebody asked me this yesterday. I was like, I know where the opportunity is. I mean, I've got, some multi-million-dollar stuff I'm going to build. I've got some stuff in between, and then I've got my stuff in Soulsville. So I'm more paper-based. I like what the paperwork tells me first. And then if it looks like a good deal on paper, we do our due diligence on the back end, and then I go look at it. And even there, I mean, it can look good on paper, but then you get out there, I'm like, what the holy hell is this? But you can always, transform it. But I like to let the paperwork tell me, are they adjacent? Are they next to each other? What can I do multifamily? Can I do, what can I do here? How big is the lot? What can I do a mother-in-law suite? Just different ways to kind of
mention. That's a big thing now going to, because you've got the aging boomer population that people are not wanting to put them into houses. They're looking for in-law suites. And if you haven't noticed, there's not a whole lot of that here.
Definitely not. Even with ranches, people are not really building ranches anymore. They want to build up rather than out. And my mom always says, tell them that they can do a 700 square foot mother-in-law suite on the back with separate electric. And I'm like, Mom, no one cares. But I mean, it is something to be said. People have children that come back. You have in-laws, all kinds of kind of creative ways that people do family now. So it's just always something to consider when you're thinking about what can I actually build here.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we bring this up, but you say opportunity. I look at it on paper. There's been talks of, don't go into 38126, which is that's where your development is. And tell me what your experience is versus what set of don't go in is, what you're seeing happening in that little pocket.
I've always with what foot am I putting forward first? If I go into anything and I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible, then that's what I'm gonna, that's what I'm gonna think. I saw 6 parcels of land side by side. I saw opportunity. I saw no one's been out here for years. I saw I'm gonna pioneer this. And at first they're gonna call me crazy, but then everybody's gonna ask me how I did it. And you know what? I had a guy yesterday. Hey, I've got 40 properties in South Memphis. Can I get on? Can I work with you? So I think whatever you go in anticipating is what you're going to get out. For this particular situation, though, I'm leading the charge. I put my claim in place. I've done my due diligence, and I'm going to get the outcome out.
And now what all else is happening over there?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I started out with 6 lots. I ended up with 6 more lots. Actually, yeah, 6 more lots. A neighbor just sold me another parcel right next to where we were building. So on the one street, there's only 2 I don't own. And then on the other street, I own the majority. There is so much road work, and I only know this because I'm a contractor, so I know a lot about Department of Transportation. They are literally fixing up the roads. They are fixing up the whole road that leads all the way down to Lemoyne. There's even businesses. There's a Johnny V's coming right around the corner in front of the fire station. There's a $9 million innovative tech center they're building one street over. The Works has a farmer's market in the street. There's another group, they're building 4 homes on Walker right over this next street over. So people can say what they want, but at the end of the day, the cash rules. And so people are not going to just keep overlooking these abandoned parcels if money can be made. It's good for the economy. It's good for families. And so I'm out there every day. I'm seeing all the work. I'm seeing the codes. They even put a bike trail in. I mean, can you believe a bike trail? It's like South Memphis, you get a bike trail? Is that you kidding me?
Well, farmers market, traditionally what a food desert, what they call.
I'm telling you, in the next 3 years, this is going to be a much different scenario. Not to mention we talked about it, Elon Musk. I've got Google here now. Did you know this? Google's here. Did you know that?
No, I actually did not know that.
Did you know that? Because I didn't know that. But these companies are not coming here to lose money. They're coming because it's flat. They're coming because it's cheap. And they're coming because there's people that need jobs. So I'm following money.
Yeah, it started with hard money. Yeah, all these others are coming in now, but the initial investment started with hard money saying, we'll bet on you.
I wouldn't take a chance. If I was still waiting on a conventional bank, I won't sit in there with that. But the last bank I went to about this project, I had all my stuff together. I had all my blueprints. I had all my stuff. And they were like, yeah, we'll build a house, but give us 50 grand.
Yeah.
Give me 50 grand to build a house. It's going to cost me 150 to burn. Are you kidding me? So I would not have been able to go in and do all of that. And then I was like, okay, so at the end, when we're done, what happens to my 50 grand? They literally said what happens to, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of confidence. I was like, no rate, no term. This is a bank, right? Am I Kmart? Where are we at? We'll see. So I was not willing to put out that much money for one house. A 1,500 square foot house is insane. But you guys, I mean, we got right through it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming in today. What questions do you have for me? Anything that you want me to inform some people that?
I don't really have any questions. I just on to the next build, Alyssa. I've got that $1.3 million I'm trying to get going. So yes, I'm excited about that to jump it to the next category. I'm just finalizing my floor plan. And I think you guys have been great. I mean, overall, I would definitely recommend you guys. You're here local. You move fast. Not only are you the loan officer, but you also invest in your real estate agent, Hawson. So you have a different type of lens, a very peripheral lens, if I would, because you can see it from so many different angles. So that helps. Even for me, I'm sure I don't know how excited they were to do my deals, but you being able to go to loan committee, you come in my house, us working other deals, I think that just gives you a different vantage point on who I am and how I operate. So I just want to say I appreciate that. I would say I don't know that you have to go to bat for me, but if you did, I'm sure you would. And so I really appreciate that.
It's not always so me. It's with the area. I mean, it's literally taking a chance that this is where this it go in the future.
It is, and it's going. I mean, I could not have done this without you. I couldn't have.
When we're seeing that on all over the place in Memphis. I was talking to your appraiser yesterday, 38114, your Orange Mound here. And the appraiser, and we've been receiving a lot of applications for that area. It's saying, hey, so we need to take a look at that because that's where it goes. But the appraiser that's saying, it's booming over there. He's like, I'm seeing these go up and this go up. And 2 years ago, it was, okay, you see 1 every 3 houses being remodeled. So it's hard money goes into these places first. And then creates opportunities for everyone else, but then creates positive impacts in the community too.
Listen, I think he does get a bad name, but I'm here to change the
Not CoreLend, but hard money as a whole.
up to the story. Hard money as a whole. Not you guys. I don't think you guys are great. I was referred by somebody that does a lot of business with you guys. I checked into a lot of local banks also. But I just felt like you guys were the most reputable. And I knew other people that were doing it on a very large scale. And they're easy. I mean, I know people that like doing it way bigger than me. I'm CG. So I'm like, if he's using all that I used to met with you. I think we went to did we go eat?
Yes, we did. Where we go? What's our throw Highland? Your favorite char?
Oh, Char. We went to Char. Okay. Yeah, we went to Char. We went to Char. And we made it happen. We went to Hash next. We did. But I mean, I think that's important, the rapport that you really that see that the lender and the customer like is serious. They want to see you win. They're invested. Anytime I call you, you answer. If you don't, you text me. Hey, what do you mean? And you've given me other options, other routes to go. It just, for my speed and how aggressive I'm attacking this, time is not something that I can just throw away. I mean, in another couple months, it's going to be getting ready to be cold again, from a builder standpoint. So you got to strike while the iron is hot. And
you mean titles of essence of doing this, of moving fast. That is when you can win with hard money too, because the longer you stay in hard money, then that eats up your profits. So you've got the perfect mentality of go in, get out, get it done, get it sold.
Yeah, it's not always about it being the most ideal situation. Sometimes it's like, it's your ball, it's your back. I feel you'll need swinging and I can knock it out of the park and then I could get something out of the deal too. But I think, I would have just never been able to pull this off. And I mean, I think I'm pretty solid financially when it comes to like financials. I have all my stuff together, but still I will spend my own money. So,
and that is the key. Everybody likes to keep their money in their pocket and use somebody else's. But at your new development, we're going to have the mayor there.
Like, was there y'all be there? Yes, the mayor has been. His office has been great, which is helping me. That place was a dump site before I came, and so they had a guy who was out there dumping potholes, abandoned cars, illicit activity. Okay. So we cleaned it up. There was actually another investor, one single solitary house, and they were kind of like losing because vandalism and stuff. So I've been talking to them and just kind of assuring them like, okay, try it again. I'm here. My guys are here. We're bringing 12 houses out here. You're not alone. So they're going to be renovating their house.
The one that
we sell that's boarded out. Yeah. Another investor that's on the side of that, he tracked me down on Instagram and he's like, hey, I'm doing all this work out here. I just left the summit and I met his partner. They're really excited. So I think where I had to go in first and kind of just spearhead it, now everybody's kind of catching the bug.
I want my lawn to look bad.
Right. And it's just a domino effect after that. Not to mention all the things that we talked about earlier that are going on right down the street.
Yes. Yeah, lot going on in Memphis.
It's a lot going on. What a time to be a Memphian.
Yes, and I've been one since 87. So
karmic retribution.
Yes, well, I appreciate having you on. It's been a pleasure as always. And thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you the next one.